Hey, good morning. What's poppin'? It's your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? That's how I'm doing today. Hopefully I'll feel better later. Anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about the pathway out of the Jehovah Witness organization. You see, there was a time, right, where I used to try to be a good Jehovah Witness. I tried it for like a week. I'm talking about I studied for the meeting. I went out to field service as much as I can. I wasn't complaining, nothing. I was trying to be the best Jehovah Witness I could be. And you know how I felt after that week? I felt so tired and so exhausted. I don't even know where to start. Like, I was exhausted, physically, like exhausted. Physically, mentally, everything. I was just tired. I'm like, God, I've never been this exhausted in my life. And that's me, like, just genuinely trying to give it a good go, you know? And I remember just feeling like after school, after work, after going to the Kingdom Halls, after studying, after field service, after all of this stuff, I'm mentally just drained. I'm just drained. And I was a young guy. Like, I couldn't understand why I was so tired, right? So I just remember that I just couldn't think for some reason. All I could think about, like, I went to sleep and I had a dream I was at the Kingdom Hall. It was crazy. It was crazy. This was only like 2 or 3 weeks of me doing this stuff, right? So I can imagine what people are like who do this, like, who literally are on this for years and years and years. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what it does to you mentally. But what it does, something that I recognize, is that it keeps you from thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like having any independent thought. Like your brain is so locked in that you cannot process other information outside of it or contrary to what you already believe. And it's something that, the reason I'm bringing this up anyway is because it's something that I heard a couple weeks back or somewhere I read. And they were saying, like, when you go on vacation, make sure, you know, you try to go out of field service somewhere over there, you know, and maybe even try to catch one of their meetings, you know, go get you a new experience of going to a different hall. And I had to think about it. I'm like, damn, you can't even go on vacation from this religion. You can't. If you think you're going to take some time off from Jehovah, oh, you're a crazy person. He can't allow you to take any time off. Why is that? Why can't you have any time to sit down and process and just decompress? Because usually what I've learned is whenever I just, even now, right? Let's say if I just stop using my cell phone and I just stop checking the internet and just doing all, you know, the stuff that usually keeps me busy and stuff like that. If I just sat back and I just did nothing, my brain really just starts to pick apart stuff and it opens up and I'm seeing stuff that I'm usually not seeing, you know? And it works out. And I'm just like, wow, my brain is really like just putting some stuff together. Like that's when I get my best thinking done. When I unplug and I just relax and I get the best thinking done. And you know what? I ask myself really critical questions and I demand the right answer. That's what the Jehovah Witnesses don't want you to do. They don't want you to have the ability to sit down and just think rationally, you know? Maybe a little bit, but definitely not a nice amount of time. Oh no. Because if you go too long just thinking and left to your own thoughts and stuff like that, oh, that's a path away from the Jehovah Witness organization. And when is that ever a good thing? When is it ever a good thing to be not okay with critical thinking? To be able to sit down and meditate and get all your thoughts out and try to answer those thoughts that you have and those questions that's brought up in a good, honest in a good, honest, and acceptable way. When is that ever a bad thing? Because apparently in the Jehovah Witness organization, that's a very bad thing. And they really harp and look down on stuff like that. And that's why you should probably do it more. Just really sit down and be alone with your thoughts. Ask yourself these hard questions and only demand a good answer, you know? Like, it's just funny because if you had a job, right? And let's say you're the boss and one of your employees call you up. Hey, boss, yeah, I know you told me to do this yesterday, but I read an article somewhere and it said that somebody on the planet Earth has a toothache. And yeah, I just wasn't able to get it done. You'd be like, what? That makes absolutely no sense. And you better get it done today or you're fired. Like, that's what you should say. Like, but according to Jehovah Witnesses, they're more like, really? Well, you need to focus in on that article a little bit more. Let's figure out why people have toothaches. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't want you to think. Like, you should be able to ask, like, your questions should have reasonable answers. Like, okay, you want people to be disfellowship from the organization because you want to keep the organization clean, right? That's the goal, right? Keep the organization clean. Well, why is it that when there's somebody going around doing bad things to kids, you don't, make an announcement about that? I think that would help keeping the organization clean. I think doing that instead of like ripping families apart, yeah, I think that would be better. But that's not a question you can ask at the Kingdom Hall. You can't ask that question. Well, you can, or maybe you can ask it, but it's gonna be hella follow-up questions like, well, what got you doing all this independent thinking? You shouldn't be comparing your thinking to that of Jehovah's organization. Like, wait a minute, I can think. Don't you tell me I can't think. God damn it, I can think. I know I can think. But they don't like it. Boy, they don't like you having your own thoughts and having your own just line of reasoning, no matter how much it makes sense. And whenever you're involved in an organization where the fact that you make sense is a problem, probably shouldn't be in that organization. God, they really try to like just waste your time. And it's not a waste of time to them because they're making money and getting free labor and, and controlling people. So it's not a waste of time to them. But, oh my God, they want you to waste your time. Don't get into anything else that's outside of what they want you to do. Because the further away you get from them, the more you think, the more questions you ask, the more answers you look for, and the more places you're willing to look for those answers. Anytime you get all your answers from one source, I can tell you now that your answers are not correct. I can tell you now about anything. I don't care who the source is or whatever. If you get all your answers from one source, they're probably not going to be correct. I don't care if you're writing an autobiography on somebody or on yourself, because it's an autobiography. But even if you sit down and you only get the information from yourself about what you think about yourself and you write it down, Jay is a beautiful guy and he's never hurt anybody's feelings. And man, that Jay guy is amazing. Everybody should love him. I don't know anybody who wouldn't love him, That's what I'd write about myself. And I'm sure I got an ex-girlfriend or two to be like, yeah, you're going to need to make some adjustments on this autobiography because I don't like you at all. I think you're very dumb. Not even that cute. But the point is that you should never get all your information from one source. If the only place you go to is jw.org, and you know that the people inside of their organizations are taught not to go to college and not to get all this education, how can you then go to them and get your information? We've already agreed that they're not the most educated people in the world. And since we've agreed that, you're going to then go to them and say, yeah, I trust your opinion on things. Sorry, not educated enough for me to trust your opinion. Sorry, not sorry. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they cherry pick. You know that. They look to confirm the things that they believe. They find some people who kind of said something that could kind of be construed that way, and they cherry pick it and they throw it into jw.org. So it's just a constant barrage of ideas and stuff that they're giving you because they don't want you coming up with your own ideas. Because that's the way out. That's the path out. Asking questions and demanding only the correct answers. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. I'm feeling better already. Thanks for hanging out with me. Holla Chiguala. Deuces.